commentators, Simon Reed with Glenn Turner.
Thank Henry. Penrose circa the ball. And Jadeja off the mark straight away.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing Tendulkar perform. He performed so magnificently in New Zealand once he started opening the batting. It was because of an injury to Navjot Sidhu.
And ECB, after winning the toss, putting in India, definitely think the same, because they feel that they are very good in chasing a target, and that's why I think Sultan Dirwani, on winning the toss, elected to field.
Driven straight past the bowler, beautiful shot, and that could be the first 4 of the tournament. Yes, it is. Beautifully hit, past the bowler on the offside. 19 for no wicket, and that's the genius of Tendulkar.
Here we'll see that he's not really hitting the ball, he's just stroking it. Getting this scene over here.
Played to the left of point, and that could be another boundary. Rolls over, 4 runs, and India now 23 for no wicket in the 7th over, having been put into bat.
There it is, Jadeja for a ball which was not really all that wide, but again beautifully positioning himself and beating the fielder at the point region. And I think this is where the ECB will have to be really on their toes, because the bowlers can't really afford to err in the line in length.
Down comes Tendulkar, up in the air and over the outstretched hand of Mohammad Asaf. An impatient shot by Tendulkar, and it went just over the outstretched hand of Mohammad Asaf at mid-off.
And it wasn't very far. Well, that was catchable, there's no doubt about it. And I think Tendulkar losing his patience more than anything else.
Cup, the qualifying matches, the winners will get 4,000. That's a lovely shot. Very firmly hit. Mehra can't cut it off, and it's going to be 4 runs.
But again to Jadeja. Oh, well, that was short, and at butt pace, it was really a long hop, and it got what it deserved. Pulled well in front of square for 4. Lovely stroke, beautifully timed. And it's Vijay Mehra. Very quick over the ground, but 2 runs to Jadeja.
Once again, an example of how good the wicket is. Ajay Jadeja just had to find the gap. Didn't really put too much power in it. The ball's coming onto the bat nicely.
And he's gone. That's a marvellous catch there at a deep forward short leg, taken there by Arshad Laik. It really was a splendid catch, because Jadeja timed that one very well off his legs. And so the first wicket is down for 49. A marvellous catch.
Well, it was firmly hit by Ajay Jadeja, but he didn't keep it down. He's paid the penalty. That's a fine catch there, and the first wicket for the Emirates Cricket Board.
Johan Samarasekera to Sachin Tendulkar. A bit of misfielding there by Salim Raza, but I think in fact they would have made that run even if he'd picked it up cleanly. I mean, just yet. That's better. There's no need to run for that. But again bowling short. He mustn't at his pace on this pitch. It's a giveaway. The game in a new perspective. He's chopped it on. Sidhu has gone. Bowled by Butt, and that is the second Indian wicket to fall. And what a triumph for Butt, and a poor stroke by Sidhu.
Yes, his footwork wasn't quite fluent at all. Very hesitant footwork. And there you can see once again, not quite to the pitch of the ball and dragging it onto the stumps.
55 for 2. Well, he is doing everything at once, isn't he? Oh, that's a fine stroke. And that is exactly the difference between top-class cricket and the next best rung of the ladder. A goodish ball comes along, it's a fraction over-pitched as that was, and a batsman of Tendulkar's class does that to it.
Well, you're right about the fact that it was a goodish ball. It wasn't a bad ball at all, Henry. It was wide, and that's just what allowed Tendulkar to reach for it. And he's been in such good form.
And the signs today are one of the great features of modern cricket. It's a no ball. It was in fact a return catch, but in point of fact it didn't matter. No ball had been called, therefore it wouldn't have been out. Well, there's explosive power in this man's arms and shoulders. There we go again. The ball coming into him and disappearing wide of mid-on for 4.
49 and 55. So he'll be feeling a little shaky. Like he needs a good over here to settle down. Now, I think you got to flick onto that. I think we could hear that from the effects.
Yes, I think there's a little inside nick. May have been just going down leg side. We'll see what the angle. Yes, it was. It was missing leg stump, seeing the keeper there going across as well.
Oh, that's a good shot. Waited on it well, and no problem. Well bowled. Well, Imtiaz, I think, buoyed up by the excitement. Nothing really on there. End of the over, 73 for 2 after 15. Shot 6. Not that short, just a bit short of a length, and he's onto it in a flash.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? He just picks up the line and length so quickly. He made it look easy, and this is the first 6 of the game. Just short of a length, drifting down the onside, and Tendulkar got under it and willfully hit this ball over the boundary for 6.
And Tendulkar will have to wait on 49.
Not for long, though.
That's it. You can't keep a genius in shackles, and he's on 50, and there's plenty of support for this youngster and India in the ground. Tendulkar 50, and it's 95 for 2. Tendulkar's 50 coming in the 19th over. Lovely shot. Wristy, roll of the wrists. And that's a single. 100 for India, 100 for 2, coming in the 21st over. Not able to get away for singles, and if your singles are choked, then the pressure starts to build on the batsman.
Well, he's got the single, although it didn't come where he expected. Well run. Tendulkar really responsible for that one. He saw the opportunity, called his captain, and they took it well. End of the over, 114 for 2. Like to Azharuddin. It's in the air, but into the gap. First bounce for 4. He didn't really control that, but split the field.
Well, that's the important thing as far as India is concerned. A boundary has come in, the pressure's been eased off considerably, and naturally it has to be the captain to show the way, lead by example, finding the gap. Yes, he wasn't quite in control of that shot. Hit it up in the air, could have been out.
Well bowled, he's out. Sultan Zawani. And away goes Tendulkar.
Well, it's a beautiful ball from Sultan, turned right across the face of the bat, pitched much closer in, I think we'll find here. Watch where it pitches. That's pitching round about middle stump. That's an absolute beauty, and a good catch too by wicket-keeper Imtiaz. So India's third wicket goes.
Can they keep them roughly at this rate? Not if that's got anything to do with it. Over the top, a massive straight six by Azharuddin.
Giving it the charge here against Azhar Saeed. And Mohammad Azharuddin coming down. He had width, that bottom hand punishing the ball, just coming in and almost punching it down the ground. It went as straight as you can get it. With a long off and a long on, they were unable to get across. 29 average.
And that's gone a long, long way, right over the top. And that's 6 for Cambley.
To accept the challenge with the ball.
Well, that was a bit flatter, I'm afraid. That was his worst ball so far. And he drifted badly there. And Cambley gave him the punishment.
49, 1/4 of his 50. And that will be his 50. A glance down to the long leg area. And that's the 50 for Azhar. The second 50 in the Indian innings. The first was Tendulkar, the second Azhar. Salim Raza to bowl. Cambley. And that's wide. Now we have a change in the commentary team. It's going to be Sunil and Henry.
Well, that's a good improvised stroke there by Cambley, using his feet. Sonny, how lucky India are to have such marvellous players as Azharuddin, Tendulkar, Cambley.
Indeed, Henry, the Indian batting lineup is a pretty young batting lineup, but at the same time, experienced lineup. Tendulkar is only 20, he'll be 21 at the end of the tournament.
Well, that's gone over the top. That's 6 more to Azharuddin. He hit it well, way out of the reach and over the head of the long-on fielder. It's uppish, but he's got away with it. Oh, a despairing dive, and he's lost the battle. That was, I think that down there is Mohammed Sadiq. It is, oh no, Ishaq Mohammed. He stopped it, but then agonizingly could only parry it away over the boundary for 4 with that final dive.
I think this is what the Emirates Cricket Board coach was worried about, the fielding of his side.
There you saw the eternal truth. A slight misfield when the ball bubbles out of your hand on the boundary. And if the batsmen are alert, it gives you that extra split second.
So Cambley's run rate 6.3. And that's gone. And just a couple. Good bit of fielding. Laik it is. Good effort. Oh. And he'll take that, and that is his 50. Not the way he wanted it. But they'll be happy he's on his way and still there after a little iffy shot there. Half century then to Cambley. Dancing feet of Azhar. A despairing dive by Vijay Mehra. That's a big hit, but maybe not big enough. He's gone. Samaraseka, the fielder. Azharuddin mistimes it. And Raza picks up his wicket.
Azharuddin prepared to take on the boundary fielder because of the situation. and not quite able to get it as he would have wished. It's still carried a long way. Chandrasekhar are just about 5 metres in from the boundary. So the India's fourth wicket goes down, that of Azharuddin. Looks as though it's going to be a defensive shot or a big hit.
Oh. Well, that was a missed opportunity. But Vidadi gets away with it. He gave it a big smack. Just missing leg stump, I think. Good shout, but not given, and good to see him smile. End of the over, 2:37 for 4.
Batting analysis for Kamble. Down the wicket he comes, and it's a magnificent shot. 6. No doubt, no question about that one. The moment he hit it, it was gone. 241 for 4. What a lovely shot.
We'll see it here, calmly, coming to the pitch of the ball, right on top of it, and the moment he hit it, he knew it was going over the boundary. He didn't even bother to see whether or not the fielder is going to make any attempt.
And that's another one. 6. This time over mid-wicket. And Kamble now cutting loose and bringing the crowd to their feet. Appeal for a catch, and he's gone. Caught behind, a good catch by Abbasi.
Yes, a good breakthrough at the right time, because this is the time when, as we'll see here, Vidadi trying to play it to his... Very happy.
Full toss over mid-wicket. And it's 4. The diving Arshad Laik couldn't cut it off.
It was an excellent effort.
259 for 5. But quite justified under the situation.
Yes, and I think although Kamble was looking towards the umpire for a while, but certainly it was well within his reach, and the ball, in fact,
that's a wide. 265. And that could be at least 2. There's Muzzer running around. Deep extra cover. 2 runs to come. 268 for 5.
nicely played shot, because here we'll see that he gave himself room, and knowing that there was a gap between mid-off and extra cover, he placed it well.
Kamble. And they'll go through for 1. A really cheeky one there. 273 for 5, a bye, and that it is. It's all over. 273 for 5, the Indian score in 50 overs.
Thanks, Henry. So ready to go. Poonawalla on strike. And Azhar Saeed is at the non-striker's end. It's Srinath to bowl. Slip in and a galley. 3 saving 1 on the offside and 2 on the leg. That's a terrific start. Just flicked it off his legs, and away it goes. There's 4. And the crowd here in raptures.
That's Srinath seen as number 1.
Oh, he's been dropped. Well, that was no kind of shot. The old Chinese cut completely torn in two there, and Srinath gives him a piece of his mind, but 11 for no wicket. Yes, flipped nicely off his legs by Azhar.
lot of blisters can occur.
Oh, yes. Wonderful bit of fielding. Jadeja it was. Nice acrobatic bit of fielding, Glenn. Yes, it's away again. No ball called, but as we said before, a low ball doesn't worry the likes of Poonawalla. He's going for it anyway. Yep, just a single. Now it's gone through, but he sent that. He smashed it. Anything up to him, and he's going to give it the full treatment.
Yes, it's just that the way he swings the bat.
And there's Kumble down at long off. He's been sent back, and hardly any surprise. Great delivery, and he's got him. And that did a bit. The end
Yes, it did, because we saw there that the umpire didn't even bother to give him out. And there's a big nick there as it goes through to Mungia. So sadly, for the entertainment of everybody, he's on his way, and now UEA are 26 for 1.
Mungia takes the catch. Srinath pounces. And that's the end of Azhar.
Yes, Azhar Saeed here pushes wide at it. Didn't really need to play at it, especially since he was defending. Through to Mungia, simple outside edge. And so the Emirates now, their second wicket is down. And they are now 26 for 2 in the 5th. So it's a tall task for them, chasing 273.
Well, they reckon there was a flick down. Mungia takes it, but both wicketkeeper and bowler stifled an appeal. Perhaps they saw better of it, but it must have been close.
Yes, I think there was a noise. And it was only just a polite ask, fairly late.
He's got well forward there. No messing about.
Fender again. Wide ball. And that's a wide. One more. The fine shot, a beautiful cover drive, 4 runs. Oh, what a wonderful shot. Timed perfection. Appeal half-hearted, though. I think Tendulkar joined in only the second thought.
Yes, I think it was missing the leg stump, although it's played on the front foot and playing on your own side.
And he dropped at cover by Jadeja. And there is the replay again. It's an uppish shot. Went to the left of Jadeja. He's not afraid to hit the ball from the first delivery that he faces.
That's coming away for 4 runs. Vijay Merrick came across the ground so hard it must be off the bat. It is. The umpire signals 4 runs. It was a good stroke. Not a good stroke by Muza Hussain. He was very stiff-armed there.
Sachin Tendulkar has the ability to surprise a lot of batsmen with his bowling, because
well, he's got a run at last down to 3rd man. It was uppish and edgy. Bowling to Muza. Well, it was a violent shout. It's a good stroke. There'll certainly be 2 runs here. Cambley, the fielder. Anyway, Jadeja to Muza. Well played. It's a fine stroke, and it's 4 runs. Timed that beautifully. Oh, that one crept along the ground. Why that didn't hit the off stump? Thought that was going down the leg side. So, leg by down to Sidhu at third man.
Yes, it certainly would have gone down the leg side, though Tendulkar very excited about having hit the batsman on the pads.
Oh, that's a lovely stroke, as good as anything we've seen all day. A perfect cover drive by Mira. Oh, at the outside edge, and I should think that'll go away for 4. Yes, into the boundary. Better they couldn't get to it.
A certain benefit in using them.
Get back. They're going to get. Are they going to get an overthrow there? Tendulkar now to bowl one more ball of this over. He's fetched that away for 4 runs. The Daddy won't catch it.
So Raju to continue.
Looking to work it onside there.
Yes, well called. Mazza called. That's a bad ball, well punished, and it could go all the way. Indeed it does. And that asked to be hit.
Well, this just shows what's possible if you keep it ticking over with singles.
First ball well up and driven to deep mid-off. 91 for 2. Up in the air, but off the pads.
In a perfect position to play that shot.
That's a better shot. Played to deep square. Enough. Fielder, 94 for 2.
Sitting in the pavilion, I think it will be only fair that he should be given as many overs as possible.
There's an appeal for LBW, and that could have been close.
Well, I'm sure we'll see it. I think the saviour was, his foot was right down, putting him on the front foot. And although the ball pitching within the stump, that's why it's important that these two.
Oh, well fielded by Kumble. Diving to his left. 97 for 2 at the end of the 25th over. Floors in anticipation of the 100, and that could be a run out. He slips, and is he out or is he back in?
No, I think it was back end. It was, here we'll see that Azhar, somehow I feel that Azhar realized that
down to the fine leg area, and that's the 100 for UAE. 100 for 2 in the 27th over, and plenty of support.
that's right, and you can see it. People are supporting the ones having the home team, and they are performing well. I mean,
27.4 overs, run rate 3.7. It's a fine shot. Past the bowler on the onside. In fact, the first positive shot against Kumble, particularly when it comes to the last 10 overs. And they can throw their bats about without worrying about being dismissed.
Well, that was a long hop, and Mazza Hussain has hit it for 4. That really was a free gift, and no batsman anywhere could have capitalized better on it than Mazza did.
Well, Raju's trying to push the ball through a little bit more now. Perhaps he's a little worried that they might give him the charge.
Oh, what a fine stroke. That's 4 runs. With a lot of power coming there from Mira's forearms, he picked the gap beautifully. And that certainly was a lovely shot.
Really was a pretty ordinary shot. to an ordinary delivery. But that's a wicket which India badly needed because both the batsmen were settling down to a good partnership.
120 for 3.
The wide. And that's very well placed indeed. Kadedi takes chase, but I don't think he's going to get there. And that's a lovely looking shot from Ishaq Mohammed. Timed to perfection. Well, that should have been
The crease as soon as possible.
Mazza on 49. And there's his half-century. Warmly applauded. What about this? His first test of international cricket in the top flight, and after an indifferent start, he's made a half-century here in his home city of Sharjah. Well done. And he's lucky he didn't middle that, because it didn't carry down to Sidhu.
Yes, it didn't look like the type of shot where he was chipping it. That's Sidhu, the fielder there, just hitting the stumps on his return. No, it was hit with a full flourish, and rather than chipping into space and trying to get back for a second. So these two now, I think it's just a matter of time before we see someone else in the middle.
Soldan Zawani, the skipper, urgently getting some information, and he middled that all right. That's gone.
Well, this is a great shot, and this is the example that I'm referring to. Not only get a half volley, could have got a birdie. Are we playing golf or something here? But watch this shot. Now, you see, he must see in his mind's eye, he will realize that the field is square, so he needs to play it earlier and hit it in front of point to find the boundary. He did it on that occasion, and that's a fine stroke.
And that's mown across the line, but he's timed that. Long run for Raju. He picks it up, but they've gone through for a couple.
And the Emirates now got to go for it. 145 for 3. Bit of misfielding there by Sidhu, and it's gone for 4. Kumble very disappointed. But that's 4 runs, and
Yes.
it's 149.
That should have been stopped, there's no doubt about it. Mazhar getting right on top of it. There,
And that's past the fielder there, down to Raju, who's running around from deep square. Kumble coming in, returns, and they're back for 2. 160 for 3.
again, that's clever cricket. Not only
A wide. So Srinath
wide, because had Ishaq managed to put either a thin edge or even a pad, I think that ball would have sped to the boundary line.
It's up in the air, and he's out. Caught brilliantly by Jadeja. A brilliant catch at cover. He leapt up. He didn't quite hit it as he wanted to. The ball spooned up in the air, and that's the 4th wicket down.
Yes, I think you'll see here, it's an excellent catch. It was going high, and Jadeja catching it in the air. Ishaq a bit disappointed, getting 23 off 29 deliveries with 2 boundaries. I think he played the stroke a bit too early. And
It's heaved over square leg, and it's 4 runs. Second bounce into the hoardings there, 166 for 4.
And there it is, Salim Raza, the man of the tournament, giving the full treatment to Anil Kumble.
He's come in as a new batsman.
really widening as far as the local side is concerned.
Well, I think one thing for sure is that irrespective of the outcome of this match, which at this stage there's no doubt India is going to win this, unless these two batsmen go berserk and turn the tables. But Emirates, their performance, they haven't really disgraced themselves. They have done exceptionally well, and I think with this experience that they're having here, it's going to go a long way in helping them to build a team for the World Cup.
There's the appeal, and he's out, caught behind. So the 5th wicket is gone. The man of the series at Kenya, and the main hope for the Emirates is gone. And let's watch the replay.
Yes, I think it's the inside edge that Salim was trying to give room to himself, trying to play it on the offside. He got the inside edge, and Mongia picked up his 3rd catch.
Going to be some runs there, at least 2. Kumli chasing it. 1-7-2-5, and a change in the commentary team. It's going to be Sunil and Henry Zopa.
Using his feet nicely there. But again, he didn't place the stroke. Maybe they're listening to their transistors tucked behind those trees. Well, he picked that up well. That's 4 runs. Maza is not the most fluent of stroke makers, but he has a way, an effective way, of getting the ball into the gaps, as he did then.
Well, Bhupinder Singh's stock delivery is the one that comes into the batsman, and therefore it's a bit strange to see that there is only one fielder on the boundary on the onside behind the umpire, behind the square leg umpire.
Bhupinder to Maza. There was a concerted appeal. He was forward. Whether it was outside the line of the off stump, I'm not sure. I don't know quite what saved him, but certainly he was forward. Yes, just outside the line of the off stump, I think.
Yes, I think when he was struck, it was outside the line of the off stump. He took a fairly big forward step.
It gives him a nice, colourful appearance. Oh, and that's high in the air, and he's going to be caught there at cover point. He is, and that is the end of Mazhar Hussein's innings. A brave blow at the end. He hit the ball far into the air, but Jadeja got underneath it in the covers, and so his innings, a brave innings, has come to an end.
Well, he had to go for it now. There weren't too many overs left. Trying to do the right thing, accepting that he didn't quite get hold of it, and Jadeja just a catch very nicely indeed.
182 now for 6. Back to 183 for 6. And Mazhar Hussain getting splendid local support. A standing ovation as he comes in to the pavilion. It's in the air, and Samarasekera is out, caught there at mid-wicket by Sachin Tendulkar, off the bowling of Raju, and the 7th wicket is down now for 183. We're in the 44th over, so we are moving fairly swiftly to the end.
Well, they had to go for it, but Raju is not often bowled in this log over. There's a simple catch there for Sachin Tendulkar, and Samarasekera has gone without really troubling
And he's off the mark. And there to Srinath. 185 for 7. Oh, there could be a run out here. No, discretion has prevailed. The gallant captain retreated to his crease.
Difficult task. Just a single came off the bat. It just nicked the top of the pad as it went through, and I think there was another very good shout for LBW. Second time the bowler been unrewarded. It's getting hot out there.
Yes, I reckon. And Kumble bowling very economically. We'll give you the bowling figures just in a moment, and we'll see that Anil Kumble has been, I think, the most economical.
And now a wicket taker. Not really forward. The ball didn't do an awful lot. I just think it was through the gate, and he's gone.
Just, yeah, came onto him more quickly than he anticipated. Got himself into a bad position, I think we'll find. And Kumble bowling it much quicker. Oh, that's through the gate. Playing it towards mid-wicket. And with all due respect to the skipper, that looked like a tail-ender shot.
50 or 60 over the main stand where we're sitting. And they certainly do a good job.
Yes, it is help. Keeps circulating nicely.
And again, he was late on it, and it's got him a rueful look, I'm afraid. But late goes.
That came as quite a surprise there. I thought he got down on it, jammed down on it, and kept it out. But that's gone through and hits the timber, and then the ball going away off the stump down to Sidhu. But there's no question, as we'll see on PIA stump vision, that that has knocked over the off stump.
That's not a bad shot for the number 10, Imtiaz. Good chase from Cambley, but no good. Matter applauds.
Yes, and I see that India have got a slip in now as we watch the replay on that last shot, using the pace of the ball, and nicely clipped behind points. Cambley not able to catch up with it, but India just putting a slip in there, not requiring, they felt, an offside sweeper, and therefore the opportunity for Imtiaz to take a 4, sliding back and forth.
Well, I was wrong. There they are. Old-fashioned long hop, and he got onto it, so well done. And that's great news for the Emirates. And over the 200 mark they go.
So Sohail Butt playing a good pull shot here, not all that short, into position well, and I'm sure that he'll be asking for a videotape of that.
They've done it. They held out. So a good performance from the Emirates, but in the end, a 71-run victory for India. But a thoroughly enjoyable day from beginning to end, and the host country can feel proud. And Cambley did a mighty good job at the end. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. There's the Emirates reply to 273 for 5. Excellent start from Poonawalla, somewhat unorthodox and a little lucky, but he got the scoring rate up to well over 6. And then he and Saeed went. After that, a bit of entrenchment. Mazhar and Mehra getting together in the middle order and doing well. Ishaq Mohammed, pretty swift, 23 off 29 balls. And then a little disappointment, Salim Raza, who they'd hoped so much from, only 6. And then after that, they were into the tail. On the bowling, Kumble 2 for 30. And the main wicket takers were the seam bowlers. But the spinners did very well in not conceding runs. 3 wickets each for Srinath and Bhupinder, a couple for Kumble, and the wickets tumbling at the end.